Hi everyone, you're on the Google Sheets channel and today is our 14th lesson on Google Sheets. In this lesson we'll learn how to count characters and remove extra spaces in text. We'll do this using the LEN and trim functions. Also, a few other functions that we've covered in my previous videos will appear in this lesson. So if you haven't watched those yet, make sure to check them out and study them. But for now, let's get started. Here we go. So in the previous video, we imported data from specific pages of a website. Let's pull them again now. We refer to the cell with the website link. Then, we write a simple XPath query. We don't need any complex data right now. This is just to show you the capabilities of the functions we're going to explore today. We type title, some data appears. Next we also extract keywords using a similar formula. We copy it, here we change it to A2 because the reference shifted when we copied it. And here we write a slightly different combination of the XPath query. We tell it to go down to the meta tags with the name keywords. And then, further down we refer to the content. If we wrote everything correctly, we get the keywords from each page listed there. It starts loading. The keywords are the same everywhere. Next, let's copy the formula here. And we see an error. The data is split into two parts. Let's fix that using the text join function. I talked about it in my previous videos. We set a delimiter. Let's make it a double delimiter like this. I'll explain why later. We include empty cells and select our text. That's it, now it should work correctly. Now all the data is combined in one cell, separated by commas. Our next task is to count the characters in the titles and keywords. How many of each we have? We write a simple len function, refer to our title, and as a result, we get the number of characters in that cell. We can do the same for the keywords. But since the keywords are always the same on the page, the number of characters will also always be the same. Just for example, I'll type something here to create some variation. And as you can see, I've added a lot of unnecessary spaces here. But the len function still counts them. No matter how many spaces I add, the LEN function will include them. That's exactly why we need the next function, the trim function, which we can insert inside the len function, and it will trim the spaces down to the proper amount. We also select trim, then select our cell. Inside that cell, it will virtually remove all extra spaces, keeping only the necessary ones. Let's press enter, and now I'll copy the function down. And you can see that now there are 33 characters left. No matter how many spaces I add, or where I add them, now one will be added. Actually it won't, because this is a single word. Right, let's press enter. 44. If I add another space now, it will still be 44. So the logic is clear. It keeps only one space. If I now remove one space here, it becomes 43. So yes, it does count it. 44. Just like that, but if I add more, it doesn't count them. And we also apply this to the function we used at the very beginning. And we can see that the character count changes a bit there too. This way, you can see the exact number of characters in your cell. This can be really useful for those who are paying someone to write, for example, articles, and you pay them based on character count. If they're not entirely honest, they might insert a lot of unnecessary spaces into the text, and you'd end up overpaying. Thanks to this function, you won't. Well, that's it. Such a simple function. I hope you found it useful. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you don't want to miss new videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. See you next time.